This essay is it's about a habit I have. I often will take somebody's one-liner, some famous one-line comment, and then edit it and add something to it. And I've done it many times before, but this time is with Yogi Berra and his comment, "It's déjà vu all over again." And I get what Berra was saying. However, in a very real sense, it's not quite the complete sentence. And so I've added it, and added just two words. And again, it's déjà vu all over again, and again. And that's really a description of what's going on in my head. I have this quest to understand why. And it is a haunting. And a year ago, an old friend of mine, an old colleague of mine, who I worked with about 40 years ago, contacted me. And we have been talking, writing, and all sorts of things over the past year or so. And the thing that I appreciate about her is that she's able to listen to what I'm saying about what I'm trying to do in life. And she is able to critique it and then come back with a response to, well, why don't you consider this? Why don't you do this? What, have you thought about that? And I've never met somebody that is more in sync with what's going on in my brain. And a lot of the, many of the essays in the last several months have referenced this former colleague of mine. And when I was in college, I was able to be a teaching assistant while I was still in college. And so my friend and myself have a great love for anything having to do with the arts, music or paintings. And I've written this essay about Beethoven's Pathetique because I think Beethoven's Pathetique is a musical version of me. It's the liberal person that's going out trying to change things in the world and gets stopped. And in the middle section of the sonata, it rises in excitement and then it fades away. 1001, 1002, and then Beethoven adds a coda. And it's what I call a resurrection. So the hope and the dreams die and fade, and then all of a sudden the coda kicks in and excited again. That is who I am. I mean, I drive this friend of mine crazy about my drive. But and so that's the musical version of what drives me. That expresses who I am. The painting that really expresses who I think I am is by Caspar Friedrich, who was a German painter in the Romantic age, and which paralleled my favorite painting, which is William Turner's The Fighting Timberer. And his painting is entitled Wander Above the Sea of Fog. And it's an interesting painting because the wanderer is standing on a mountaintop above the fog, above the sea of fog. And he sees out into the landscape, all that he sees is fog. And when you see the wanderer looking at the fog, you don't see his face. All you see is him standing there, looking out upon the vast sea of fog. If sonata defines who I am musically, the wanderer defines me in painting. And I am driven. I am absolutely driven to answer any of the questions I have about life. And the thing I appreciate about this friend of mine is that she's able to say, okay, I get that, but, and challenge me to explain what's going on in my head. It's kind of psychotherapy. She forces me to think and to articulate it so somebody else can understand it, and then critique what I might have missed or what I understood. And so this essay is a long, well, it's not particularly long, but it's a fairly long essay about my wandering and what haunts me, what drives me to understand life. So I appreciate your time watching, listening to this video, and reading this essay. In the meantime, you take care. Ciao.